Mr. Depp, could you please explain to the jury what's reflected in this photograph?
I believe that's, well, it's definitely me. After receiving kind of a roundhouse punch from Miss Heard. I believe that this is, it's March. I believe that this is from what's been called the staircase incident. Am I correct?
So you said you think this is from March of 2015?
I'm just looking at the top.
Okay. Do you remember who took this photograph?
Mr. Bett, Sean Bett.
And relative to when you had injured your finger, when was this photograph taken?
Sorry?
Relative to when you had injured your finger in Australia, when was this photograph taken?
The injury to my finger was sustained I believe it was a couple of weeks or so before this, because we were back in Los Angeles for the surgery and rehabilitation of the digit.
So I know you can't see your hand in this photograph, but what would your hand have been like given its injury at this date?
Well, it was still a very it was a very fresh wound. When that amount of when the tip of when your finger is severed, that's not going to heal up for a very long time, and so my finger was still a very fresh wound. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure that this might have been around the time of the pin. In the pin that was put into my finger to keep it together, I guess. And
what type of cast would you have had on at this time?
It wasn't a cast per se, as it was bandaging. When the bandage was out to sort of here, that was extra padding for the tip of the finger protection, and also because of the pin that was in there. So, as I'd said before, there were when Nurse Debbie would ask, give me, on a scale of 1 to 10, your pain. When the fingers started to feel differently and hurt a lot more, and it became like a 12 out of 10 pain, that was yes, that was right around then, and the reason for that was because of the infection. The MRSA had already been working its way for a number of days.
Mr. Depp, could you please explain to the jury the circumstances that led to you having the bruise that's reflected in this photograph?
Again, there was another confrontation, another confrontation, another argument about something or other, and we were in penthouse 5 area, which was where Ms. Heard had her office at the top of the stairs. And so the stairs came down, and then there was a landing, and then another set of stairs went down the opposite direction. And this took place on the landing, where she was coming out, trying to get to me, trying to hit me, trying to do anything she could. And then Whitney, her sister, was there, who stepped in the way. And interesting thing that was interesting now is that Whitney stepped in front of Amber and was facing Amber to stop Amber. And when she was in between us, Amber snuck in she got the roundhouse in and just nailed me on the cheekbone.
Do you recall what Ms. Heard was upset about at this time?
I do not. I really don't.
And was anyone else in the in penthouse 5 with you and Whitney and Ms. Heard?
By that time, Mr. McGivern had been called. I believe that actually Debbie, as I remember, Debbie Lloyd was at the front door of penthouse 5, standing by the door. Mr. McGivern was kind of at the bottom of the last group of stairs. And then the thump happened, and I got myself out of the situation, and I walked down the stairs to Mr. McGivern just to say, let's get out of here, And I remember that something was thrown from up there. I don't recall what it was, but something was thrown at me. It seemed like it was like I don't know if it was a bag of like pens or but it was from her office area.
If we could please pull